My heart is heavy, my soul is shattered. But today I think it's necessary to share my story to the world in the hope that no other family endures this pain that we are going through. These are the words of a grieving mother of a 26-year-old CA who lost her life at her workplace. A few days back, a female employee was found dead at her workstation, and the employees came to know about it only 4 days later. Every year, we hear hundreds of stories from all over the corporate world. During COVID and in the wave of great resignation, millions realized that work-life balance and an equitable workplace is not just perks, but the necessity. And India was not exception. About 80% of Indian employees reported feeling burnout. But 30% of employees left their jobs in the search of new workplaces with better work environments. Younger employees of ages between 18 to 34 have reported more the feelings of burnout than the older age groups. And 84% of the millennials have reported burnout. As a kid, when I used to walk to my father's workplace, as soon as I entered the premises, I used to see a huge placard saying "Work is worship." But do you really think so? I'm sorry, it's not. Because worship does not give you trauma. Worship does not give you losses. Worship does not give you burnout. Do you think that I am saying all this for the first time? Have the corporate giants not realized it yet, ever? Absolutely not. They have realized it. And a lot are being done for the employee welfare. But even if you ask a ground level employee, he will express his dissatisfaction saying nothing is good here. And that is the question. If everything good was started here, by the time it reaches here, what went wrong in the middle? So there is something really troubling with the middle level management. And this stems out from the feelings from the attitude of middle level managers, of defensive management, of micromanagement, of this dissatisfaction, of this lack of interpersonal skills. And this major cohort of employees belong to this middle level management. And this middle level is neither happy, they did not let any other people be happy. Not their colleagues, not their subordinates. And this cohort, since it belongs the largest number of employees of any company, defines the company culture. The Maslach burnout theory, the Maslach burnout inventory rather, is a tool to measure the burnout level of any employee. And that tool suggests 3 categories. First is emotional exhaustion, feelings of emotionally exhausted. Second is depersonalization, feelings of cynical attitude towards work and the workplace. And third is reduced personal achievement. It is a feeling of reduced personal achievement and self-doubt. You clearly see over here that there is something lacking in today's culture. As human beings, we have evolved. Our culture, our work culture has not. Let us understand how the work cultures have evolved over the generations. In the early years of human civilization, the work culture was about mutual support and communal survival. Fast forward to industrial revolution, work culture became about hierarchy, task specialization, and efficiency. Baby boomers were more concerned about the stability and routine. And millennials, for them, the work culture was about work-life balance, inclusivity, and employee benefits. But if we talk about Gen Z, it's a different species altogether. For Gen Z, work culture is about flexibility, it's about mental health, it's about collaboration, it's about authenticity, it's about entrepreneurial mindset. So if I ask you today, who can change the work culture? Who can bring about this revolution? It's the Gen Z generation of today. Why do I say so? Let's look at some of the stats. In India, the average age of Indian population is 28. And this demographic advantage is so important because 50 million people are employed in corporates. And by 2030, about 85% of employees are going to be this younger generation, out of which 30% are going to be this Gen Z. Now, why are we advocating for Gen Z? Let me tell you some of the qualities of Gen Z, the innate behavior. First is their flexibility, the adaptability to change. Second, collaboration over hierarchy. Third, their desire for authenticity, their mental health awareness, and their entrepreneurial mindset. But how Gen Z can do this? The first thing that they need to do is to redefine success. I know many of you want to build a unicorn, but building unicorn at the expense of employees' mental health is not success. Getting a 7-figure salary at the expense of someone's mental health is not success. It's not just theory anymore, many people have done it. We really need to realize the importance of life. We work to live and we live to enjoy. Without taking a name of a company which values their leadership principles so much, last time when I saw they had 18 leadership principles and that needed to be invited with every employee and upcoming candidates. They included 2 more leadership principles to it. And one of them was to be the best employer on earth. And they have started working on it. Not just the top level employees, the buildable, at the ground level. It is quite visible. If you look at the internet, it's a 2018 story. The CEO of a big tech giant and also the alumnus of this very college. Some of the employees protested against the policy of that company. Instead of shutting them up, what the CEO did, he went up to them. He empathized with the employees. He said, I understand your pain. I agree with you. I'll make sure that I'll be fully committed to change this policy. There are only few companies doing that, not even 0.5%. As Gen Z, I urge you to work for the employee-centric companies, the employee-centric policies. Success will come. Let me share with you my story. As a beginner, I never thought that I'm fit for the corporate culture. And I found an escape route. I started my own company. I started my first startup in the edtech. It failed. I started my second startup in travel tech that failed. I had no choice. I had to come back to the corporate world. But I knew that it is not fit for me, and that is the reason today I'm advocating for the corporate culture. But that one thought that changed my life, and that had ripple effects. Is if you don't like something, get into it and change it. I got into corporate world 11 years back. And for 7 years, I worked in marketing, I worked in sales, I worked in HR, I worked in TA, but I could not find anything that is called the culture engineer or the employee experience architect. But after COVID, employer branding came. And employer branding is the flag bearer of company culture. We work on something called employee value proposition. We draft and market it for talent attraction. And that gave me hope. And I started advocating for the culture change. Today, after 11 years, I've been able to be a catalyst in change of the company culture. And that is the reason today I'm standing here and sharing you my thoughts. So we have professors also here, right? To all the professors, on behalf of all the employees, managers, and CEOs and top level management, we thank you from the depth of our hearts. Because of you, we are able to see the change that we can make. Because you were the ones who gave us the first glimpse of what it is. And colleges were the ones where we got the first glance of workplace culture. And that is why I urge the Gen Zs of today to listen to your professors as well. Because they are going to teach you the first lessons of corporate culture. And today, when we leave this stage, I want you to think about it. I would ask you a question. What can you do to bring about the change? Because Gen Z are not the leaders of tomorrow, they are the leaders of today. You are already into the workforce. The oldest Gen Z is about 27 years old now. And soon you are going to be tomorrow in the leadership positions, occupying a major part of the mid-level management, where we need more of the leaders. We do not need managers to manage people. And let us bring about the change where we start thinking about making a shift from profit margins to people and from deadlines to dreams. And let us follow the formula of 8-8-8. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for sleep, and the rest of the 8 hours for self-care and spending time with the loved ones. Leaving you with this question, are you ready for this change? Thank you.